I tell them you can't get like me, yo man, ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me, broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me, we ride till we D.I.E. Bang, bang, don't try me, that fire always be by me. You can't get like me, yo man, ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me, broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me, we ride till we D.I.E. I'm gassed up, ignite me, my cash up, too lit, I be up. I'm a type of nigga that says shit straight. I never did hate, that's a bitch nigga trait. By any means, baby, I'ma get to the cake. I been a real nigga, so it ain't for debate. Beefing with me, get you hit with a stake. She left you for me, saying you the mistake. I can't be replaced. No. Saving what hoes? Do you see me with a cape? I hustle from sun up to sundown. If a hater run up, he get walked down. We be up in that stick on who talk down. Reaching for my shit, 5-5. I be putting in work, I don't clock out. Talking dirty, you niggas get mouthed out. Shout it like how I kick it like Kung Lao. Cause these niggas be chicken, compound. I ain't wanna do it, but have to. I'm the shit like I live in the bathroom. Pull up, eat it and dip, she fast food. Girl, let me show you what this cash do. I'm going nuts like the cashews. My name in they mouth with a bad move. Not a brokey, I go with a cash move. I'ma set this shit off if I have to. Hey. Niggas ain't built like me, bionicles, but you self-made. It's ironic though, you original but you be copying. I'm by my coins, I got that sonic flow. Bruce Lee, Roy, bitch, I got the glow. Probably run a ticket up at Papa Do's. Call me Young Atomic cause I'm about to blow, nigga. Pause, no homo, no homo. You can't get like me, yo man, ain't shit like me. Pack strong, hit like me, broke, can't sit by me. Gang, gang, beside me, we ride till we D.I.E. Bang, bang, don't try me, that fire always be by me.
She wearing the tip in it. If that's it, wash your abs again. On the chef of my gas, let up, yeah, eat it. So the chef on me, feed up, she'll eat it. Itty face, booty fat, eat my vegetables. Itty face, but a tag, I'm professional. Make a splash, always got that drip fit. And it's best in every wish, professional, she never misses. Professional.
She handle it. Shorty a flame, but she can't lit. Cutie and slim with a lot of thick. Soft to the touch, but she hard as shit. She got an milli with custom grip. Hollow tip ammo, extended clip. Needless to say, she don't play no games. Keep her head on the swivel so she don't slip. She smoking Cubana with Colombiana with similar traits but different persona. Lil' mama don't mess with no drama, she snipe. These niggas that play, they get slay, call her comma, killer, assassin, and passing is realer than those who don't feel it. That's why she much iller. She in a lifestyle, so out with the play, she don't fuck with vanilla. Ice cream, nigga, ice cream. When she use vice grips in the icing. Clutch, mistress on the night scene. Everything that she do is enticing. She control the bag by any means. That's a lot of inches with a bag full of weed. Rose petals on the floor, table full of weed. Why them ghetto bitches put their hands on their knees? She a boss.
Itty face, booty fat, eat my vegetables. Itty face, but a tag, I'm professional. Make a splash, always got that drip fit. And it's best in every wish, professional, she never misses. Professional, she gon' go. Gonna handle all the business.
She walk in the room and get hated on. Sexy ass smile, but her aura strong. For her theme music, you hear this song. Anything different, you hear it wrong. No bottoms are savage by Fenty on. Waist hanging jeans and a peaking thong. Coming down the block just jingling like it's Friday and you see Miss Nia Long. She got her money, don't mess with the funny. The broker, the bummy. These niggas that claim that they eat, but they hungry. Accounts are sufficient. They fishing for honey while holding they tummy. She got goals to accomplish. Bonnie without Clyde, no accomplice. Miss Independent on a conquest. Guilty as charged, no contest.
Itty face, booty fat, eat my vegetables. Itty face, but a tag, I'm professional. Make a splash, always got that drip fit. And it's best in every wish, professional, she never misses. Professional, she gon' go. Gonna handle all the business. Professional.
Shorty looking mad fly. Had me captivated when she walked by. I'm serious, she had me feeling this tingle, son. Stimulated conversation after mingling. Honey was jingling and stretched jeans looking clean. A
appearance would enhance any scene. Nah, I mean, feel me, really. I know it sounds silly, but looking at her was like puffing on a fat filly. Relaxing, she had this natural attraction. She started laughing when she saw my reaction. Oh my, pass the name and number to the cell. Asked for mine, I said it's Otis, last name is Bell. Also known as the O, the B, the 3, the A, the S, the T. It's me, obese, do you get high? Then I'm your guy.
If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw.
Musically Zone track titles. Musically Zone Talks Boxing comes to you by HWX Handcrafted Candles. Their motto is relax and enjoy. Also by Block Fan, which started on Marlowe's Corner. And the track titles, who provides us with our entertaining tracks. You got somebody that needs tracks for the start of their videos, to edit their videos, to play through their video. Reach out to us. Track titles. We'll hook you up. Now let's get back to the show.
I see consent as my morals continue living. I just like to engage in a little oral tradition. So pardon my unorthodox approach to blazing luscious. That's just the way I roll. Lick the split before I stuff it. You like it hot, I got enough smoke to choke the average throat. But tonight I'm trying to go a little deeper. Loving the feel of your lips, taking drags off this gas, just puff and never pass. I'm your high value reefer.
I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track go.
I'm chilling in my room on this night. I got something tied up in the shower, am I right? A friend in the negligee smiling as she rolling up. Every once in a while looking up, saying, girl, hurry up. She placed her gaze back up on me and took a deep sigh and said, I'm so hungry. You want a drink? I said, yeah. And while she walking to the table, she asking what I think. I like the way your lips poke out like she pouting. And that ass got my little man shouting. She kinda giggled, oh, you like what you see. Before I can answer, I heard, hey, what about me? I turned around, she got a pose with no clothes, with a leg up on the chair, with her ass exposed. She said, don't speak, just lay back on the bed. Said something about double heat. Yeah, you heard what she said.
If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, you can make this track go. If I got the high, you got the draw, we can make this track blow.
Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. I'm your host, MZ, and as usual, we're going to talk about it. Well, to get started, Elijah received a gift in the ring, which this gift equates to a robbery in many opinions. Many opinions. I can honestly say that I don't think there's been too many times, if ever, that you guys have heard me say somebody's been robbed in a fight. Might have complained that they got cheated in the fight, but never robbed. I guess that's gonna change today. But before I freak out that situation, man, it's been a week. It's been, oh man, it's been kind of a week. Y'all know I work at the store, so I see all kind of things going on. And this menace, I'm gonna say menace, he's a menace. Yes, he is. He's on drugs. Essay dude. That's all I'm gonna give about him. And let you know that, you know, he on ice or something. Got him a spot where he be smoking at. And then he has his episodes in the parking lot of the store, by the gas pumps, or literally in the street, the main street, cars whipping by, going up and down the street real fast. He's out there in the street with a basket and whatever it is that he's hauling. I'm up there, I'm outside, I'm cleaning up a gas spill. And I noticed him over there and he's hurling the N word and he talking crazy. And this your mama and that your mama and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, who is he talking to? And I see a vehicle kind of like halfway in the street. And for some strange reason, this is the crazy part, y'all. There was no traffic coming up and down this busy street. It was as if time had slowed down or took a pause for what was about to take place. The guy hauled off, the essay that is. He hauls off with the stick that he's holding. And he commences, Gil Coles in the house. Salute, OG. What's up, man? You just happened to catch me telling this story about an essay that is a menace when it comes to the store and what's going on. You know, he come through, he open up the cases of water, steals him some, talks crazy out in the parking lot, harasses customers. And sometimes he has episodes out, as I was saying earlier, in the main street. You know, our store sits on the corner of two very busy streets. So as I was saying, I'm outside cleaning up a gas spill, and I noticed him across the street. We're not across the street, in the busy street, hurling insults and the N-word and your mama this and your mama that, just going ham. And I'm trying to figure out who he's talking to when I noticed this vehicle kind of halfway out in the street. The crazy thing about this situation is, for whatever reason, there was no traffic coming. No traffic. So as I was saying, it's as if time had paused for what was about to take place. And what took place was this guy hauls off with this stick and started beating on these people's vehicle while they were in the middle of the street. And some kind of way, they bagged up, aimed, and hit him. Boom. His basket flew up in the air. He fell down. He got up, and they were bagging up, and they hit him again. Boom. He flew up in the air, landed on the ground. Thank God he didn't die or get hurt. And they gave him one more hit. Now, this started in the middle of the street. When they finished, they had banged this dude into the driveway of the Popeye's chicken that's across the street. Now he gets up and he throws his hands up and he's pleading, please don't do it again, I'm sorry, and all this stuff. The car pulls into the laundromat where the guy kind of runs off too. They squabble. This guy really had a bad day. The person got in their car, drove off. 10 whole minutes later, the police come screaming down the street. Now traffic is resumed, like as if everything was okay. They go over to the guy, they talk to him, and then just leave. They didn't ask nobody no questions, no witnesses, nothing. Nah, that's how my week been going. It's situations and things like that popping off on the regular. But when we come down to talking about boxing, the towering inferno against Booker, excuse me. Woo! Having a moment here. The towering inferno looked good against Booker. For him to have been out the ring for as long as he has, and things to been swirling around with the titles that he had and Earl Spence hold up and all that kind of stuff. Booker, oh man, what can I say? He just couldn't find a way to get cleanly on the inside, because he found out once he did make some moves to get on the inside, even though Fundora has an 80-inch reach, he finds a way to get leverage on his punches and box on the inside, which is crazy. But it's true. And Booker found out the hard way. Caught a nice uppercut when he was on the inside. And you could tell it hurt him from the way he retreated after receiving such said blow. He had heart. I give him that. And he really tried. But going up against Fundora, and I can't remember who it is, Abnamariz, I think they calls him the cheat code. I have to agree with him on that when it comes down to fighting at 154 pounds. The arm, the wingspan itself is crazy. 80 inches, man. 80 inches. 80. That's 2 less than Wilder and a few less than Fury at 6'5.5". Salute Eric R in the building. Everything's good, man. What's up with you? Glad to see you slide in. Sitting here just going through my mind about Fundora and what Booker had to go through in that, what was it, 4 rounds? What did he stop? Did he get stopped in 4 or 6? I can't even remember. But the fact that, you know, he found out that Fundora with an 80-inch reach can throw punches and shots on the inside. He got an inside game. That long elastic man has an inside game. Now I'm just thinking, who, you know, how do you deal with that, you know? And we seen Tim Tszyu get in there and get working because of the nasty cut. We are left with what could have been. And we saw, I can't remember the guy's name, that knocked Fundora out. So there is a way to do it and to get it done. But when I think about the fighters, who fights in that way to move around? Congratulations, you go. Hell of a performance this weekend, champ. Glad we picked you up. And yes, it's for our co-main. Oh, shoot, some stuff must be going down in the Champ Ross. And just to mention, Champ Ross on like his 23rd season. Am I correct? Somebody put yes for me, so I don't have a blank spot because I need to say something about the Champ Ross. I'm going to start saying it. I'm sure somebody put the answer in. Champ Ross been around, I think, for 23 seasons. This is a fantasy boxing league. If you feel like you could pick fights, this for the new people that come through. Go over to Champ Ross Boxing League. The man gives presents, gives gifts for not gifts, prizes for how you do well in the top 3, I believe. It's over 100 names that participate, 100 people that participate. It's over on Facebook. If you think you got what it takes to pick a fight, and I'm not talking about just win or lose. I'm talking about pick how they win, when they win, where they win, what round, how long the fight gonna go. All these type things. Not just, oh, this person gonna win, that person gonna lose. Nah, they want to know if they're gonna get the knockout. If they're gonna win by a decision, split decision, majority decision, all these type things. But Champ Ross Fantasy Boxing League has been around, I believe, for about 23 seasons, which means it has the longevity. It's proven. And if you think you got what it takes to go over there and mess with Champ Ross and those people that are in there, and it's a lot of the Block family that's in there that represent, go ahead and give it a shot. See where you turn out. I just had to do that for Champ Ross. Now, back to this Fundora situation with Booker, which I felt Booker, I felt bad for him because I seen how depleted he was when the referee stopped the fight, because he had such dreams and aspirations to be the first champion out of what, Connecticut, I believe they were saying, and all this kind of stuff. And At first, it looked like he might have some action in the first 2 rounds. He was moving and everything, and it looked like Fundora was trying to get his timing right. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like Fundora kicked in. And once he saw that he had landed some good shots and got old Booker a little messed up, he brought pressure on his ass. I ain't gonna even read that. He brought pressure to old Booker, which Booker wasn't able to fend off. It's not a lot to say about the fight, except Fundora looked pretty okay in the fight, retained his belts, and moved on. This it was another fight that I said I can't remember neither one of the dudes' names, but I don't know. Did anybody catch Cambosis fight against Wiley? I have to say the old, what do he call himself, Emperor? He looked pretty good. Fast hands and putting combinations on Wiley, getting in and out on Wiley, countering Wiley at will. Oh, Wiley didn't. He was just slow. Cambosis looked real good. I mean, real good against Wiley. And I'm not even a Cambosis fan, but I got to give it to him. The dude they put in front of him for it to handle his business, he went out there and did just that. He handled his business and took care of a while. But that Elijah fight, how? Man, somebody tell me how this dude won the fight. That he got dropped, that's right. And then proceeded, in my opinion, to get his ass, to get his butt whipped all around the ring. I mean, how you say Gahara, however you say your boy's name, forgive me for butchering his name. He was whooping on Elijah, man. I don't care what nobody say, he was whooping on Elijah. And he looked good doing it. No diddy. The skills looked like they were on point and on display. He seemed to be I'm gonna say a whole step ahead of old Elijah. Elijah being a younger guy and all. Out jabbing him, catching him with a straight that it seemed like Elijah just could not get away from. Gachet. That's it. It was terrible, Gil Cole. It was terrible. Let me tell you how bad the dude Elijah Garcia was doing. He was doing so bad that I decided to go to the store because I was like, there is no way this dude is gonna win this fight. So I took the advantage to run to the store at the start of round 10. Lo and behold, to my surprise, I come back and he won. Now, I'm like, how the hell did he win? Because what I saw could not be what the judges said. I don't know what the judges saw, man, but this dude, it's just bewildering that he won the fight. After he got put on his backside and then got up and proceeded to do the same thing. What D-Lo 404 Boxing say and DeCane say? They fight well and all they do is get up. They do the same thing, they just do it harder. I believe that's the way they put it. And that's just what Garcia was doing, just coming forward, getting caught, getting picked, moved around. When Gachet wanted to let go of combinations, he did. And Garcia was just, he got in some body punches. I won't take that away from him because he was trying to concentrate on that. But throughout the whole fight, that mission at some point should have came clear to the corner, to the fighter, to both of them, that style wasn't working. That style wasn't working to me at all. I don't know how the judges, I don't know how they gave that man that fight. Why did they give that man that fight? I don't even see no reason why they would give him a fight over Gachet. Gachet Man, I don't know what just happened, but some kind of way I got kicked out of the got kicked out. But I'm back. Um, sound a turkey card. What's that about, Eric? A turkey card. Where was I? Getting kicked out threw me off. That I don't know what the hell. I don't know how that happened. I'm not even on wireless. I'm plugged in. What is with this? I'm not on Wi-Fi. Why is this signal keep coming up like that? My computer tripping. I don't know what's happening. Y'all roll with me. It look like I'm trying to have some technical difficulties for some unforeseen reason. But anyway, thank God see it. Nah, I hate to be hung up on such a terrible thing, and I couldn't be overly upset about it because I won some money off of it. Cause the wizard let me know to ride with it, to bet on him to win by decision of all things, and then he go out there and win by decision, which he really lost. But y'all see where I'm going with this. The boxing fan in me is like, damn, that was fucked up. I mean, messed up. Sensing myself, but you know, the side of me that got some change out of it is like, man, that's just how I go. You win some, you lose some. We're gonna be on the side where it's a terrible robbery and we're gonna lose our money on something dumb or something. We lost some money on some dumb stuff already, so I feel like I broke even. That being that being said, what's around the corner coming up? I think we're getting close to how can I put it? First of all, I got to complain about we lost George Foreman what about a week ago when we first spoke on it, and I'm like looking at the news and TV sport talk shows and everything like that. Stephen A. Smith and all these guys, they didn't talk about George. They just not starting to talk about him. I'm like, let one of the calm down. You know, I'm not gonna go on a rant like that. I'm gonna just be satisfied and grateful that they're talking about him now. Once again, R.I.P. to George Foreman, one of the greatest, one of my favorite boxers. Anyway, one of my favorite boxers. Brian Garcia and them getting ready to come up. They starting to warm up about with Canelo and them and all this. I still say Terence Crawford put himself in the situation that Earl Spence had himself in by not taking the fight. But then again, you know, I know Bo McNair are going to dissect and use every bit of this time to get that man ready to go on and battle Canelo. Either way, it's going to go down. Clarissa Shields. Boy, Clarissa Shields is a nice looking young lady. I've always felt that and thought that, but I'm starting to see a different side of it that I'm like, the appeal is the appeal. The appeal. Devin Haney. Let me just go ahead and get with it straight up. Devin Haney is in a lose-lose situation. If he wins, I don't think it's going to do too much with the hardcore boxing fans, and as some people would say, the people that's hating on Devin. I think the only thing that people are hating on Devin is, you know, the fact that he went to court and all that kind of stuff. And from what I'm understanding, then turn around and pull the lawsuit back. He's going to have to go out there and beat, is it Ramirez? He's going to have to go out there and look good against him. Bill is still running his mouth and doing what Bill does. But if Devin can't go out there and look good, and if he go out there and loses, it's a possibility that can happen. Big possibility, in my opinion. A high possibility. Where do they go from there? And sure, one loss don't break a career, two losses don't break a career. But in this situation, you know, they trying to change his persona by telling you what he is instead of changing the persona and letting him morph into it. And that would be now he's a villain. This nice ass kid that we grew up with watching, all of a sudden we supposed to expect that he just click out, all of a sudden flip into a villain in boxing. How can I put it in a sensible terms? He not at that level of having enough people to hate him because they want him to lose. It's a lot of people that just, in my opinion, just don't feel like Devin is that guy. The way he went out there and lost to Ryan, PEDs and all, they just feel like it exposed him in such a way that the only way to redeem yourself is to go back in the ring and fight. That would be the only sensible thing. I hate to liken it to a situation of Wilder's, but yeah, Wilder bitched and complained. And when he did sue, he wasn't suing because he felt like he had got done wrong or anything like that. He sued because somebody was trying to get out of the fight with him so he can get his revenge. Now, if Devin had sued in that kind of situation, in that kind of way, to get his revenge in the ring, I think people would be looking at him a whole different way. But bro, you coming back against a touch that I don't consider as a soft one. All the conversations is being driven really on the stage of you and Ryan meeting after what you get ready to face. Are you prepared for this fight that you're getting ready to face in Ramirez? Am I saying the right guy? Coming up. Everybody feels like you Chinny. I can't remember the first guy that caught you with the what was it, a 4-punch combination. Last punch caught you on the chin, bell ring, and you start walking back with the turkey legs. He watched you to the corner as you went in, kind of like guiding you to the corner. And then Ryan catching you early in the fight, first exchange, then again in the fight. Yeah, you got hard, bro. You got hard because you kept getting up. You kept getting up. So nobody's saying you don't have hard, but that chin of yours, your defense should be a lot tighter than that for what you got. My boy Eric Ross said exactly. He feels like a manufactured champion because they are focusing on moving like big money fighters without the legacy. I can appease to that. Oh shoot, I pressed the wrong button. He said the best welterweight in the world is fighting this weekend, coming straight out of the roughest city in the world of Atlanta, GA, Brian Norman Jr. Norman. It's Norman time. A manufactured fighter, got a lot of his fights up under his belt, I think, over in Mexico. I think that's where the bulk of his record comes from. But I'm trying to figure out, how do you find yourself with your son surrounded by so many great fighters and trainers? You've been in the Mayweather camp. You've been, you moved around. One would think that you was picking up knowledge from everywhere, sewing it into your son. But the complaints of your son, and I have to echo them out because you've been around so many greats. Why is it that your son don't turn his punches over like he's supposed to correctly? What's the deal with not having a tighter defense? Especially when you know you're capable of being clipped and getting woozy. Another thing I think that can play against Devin, if Ramirez Please say I'm saying his name right. Ramirez comes in such a way. I don't believe Devin has figured out how to deal with an opponent that brings the heat straight to him right out the gate, bringing that pressure. I don't think Devin's prepared for that. And the reason I say that, because he and Ryan spoke on it before they fight. And Devin said, yeah, he did surprise me because he jumped on me, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. That same situation showed up in their fight. And he had no answer for it. And if I'm remembering correctly, that's when he got knocked down the second time, when Ryan forced him to the ropes, kind of in the corner, and caught him and dropped him. Because Ryan went on and jumped on him. Key elements that if any fighter that got good pressure, come forward pressure, that can really jump on you, I think Devin gonna have problems. Because I don't believe that the way they move and the way Bill talks, I don't believe these are things they looked at and worked on. I could be wrong. They could surprise us and show us a whole new Devin Haney. But I don't think the chances of that happening, I don't think there's a chance of that happening. But, you know, this is a chance for him to prove me wrong. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter or anything like that. I'm just saying that I feel that it don't matter what I feel, he got the touch that he's about to get. I was hoping for something that, you know, maybe he could sit back on the jab and everything. And I'm not saying he can't sit back on his jab and 1-2 and move and all this kind of stuff. He is the younger guy, fresher legs. But we have to see. If he gets caught, how's he going to react? We know he kept getting up to fight against Ryan. It was the heat of the battle and everything like that. But if any slight situation of the fight of Ryan shows up in this fight with Ramirez, how will Devin react? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm wondering on. I'm thinking that's what a lot of people are honed in on and trying to figure out. I don't think it's a lot to say about the Brian Norman Jr. Come to think of it, who was he fight? I sure hate that man, thinking of, I'm just shooting off here. Thinking of fights. When is Boots and the Mantis supposed to fight? I know it's getting close, I'm sure, because I found myself checking out some of Mantis fights. And if he's been working in the gym and staying as close to sharp as possible, Boots could have a real difficult time with him, with Mantis Stanionis. Remember before I said I think Boots gets frustrated sometime while he's in the ring, and I don't think that's a good thing. He can't allow himself to do that against Stanionis at all. I like Stanionis because first of all, let me just highlight the fact that he has a very good, right hook upstairs. But when he digs into the body with that left and sometimes doubles it up, man, it looks like he really digging. Those two shots, I have to say, it's like, you know, you practice on something so much and then all of a sudden you just feel like that thing, you got it, you can just do it perfectly every time when you do it. That's what it seems like to me when he throws that upstairs hook and those two that body shot. And like I said, he sometimes double up on it. Boots, in this fight, when it comes around, because I can't remember exactly when it is, I just know it's getting close. This is going to be his chance to prove that it's a possibility that he really that guy. I know people haven't been saying Stanionis' name and everything like that. Joseph Brown is in the building. The Honorable Joe Brown, what is going on? It's been a minute since we've seen you. Glad you're here. As I was saying, there's not a lot of people that has been saying or speaking on Stanley Jonas, or trying to shine some light on him so people can become aware of this is what Boots is getting ready to face. Because Stanley Jonas is, like I said, this is not going to be an easy ride for Boots. He can't let himself get frustrated if he can't get to Stanley Jonas right out the gate. And from what I understand and seen with Stanley Jonas fight, yeah, he could get hit, but yeah, he does have defense. He knows how to get off the line. He does. You know, I watched. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of his highlight fights, and I just like the way he fights. I just like the way he fights. He's patient. He changes up the speed of his punches. He works off of a jab. He cuts off the ring. He does a lot of things well, in my opinion. And when it comes down to Boots facing him, yeah, I know Boots is fast. People are touting that he's strong. They mesmerized by the fact that he can switch stances and work. But I'm going to say all those things look good. But I think it's going to be a mental chess match of who's who when it comes to those two fighters. These are going to be two champions trying to see who could take the other's belt. I can honestly say, I guess Boots and Enos and them are working because I haven't seen him in really anything major on the videos. Maybe a interview here or there, not sure. I can't honestly say that I remember him talking. Maybe giving his opinion on a fight coming up. But I haven't seen Stanley Jonas either, except I had to go dig up what kind of work he's capable of doing. And the only thing that's a setback for the man is he's been out the ring for so long, and he's gonna have to get his timing and everything right. I ain't gonna say anything about ring rust. I'm gonna just say he's gonna have to get his timing and stuff right for fight speed. That's the best way for me to put it, and see how it turns out. See if he can retain his belt and take away Boots' belt, or will it be vice versa? A lot of things slowly coming down the pipe. I don't even think about you say, man, I wish Boots would go up to 154. I'm not used to how this generation drags their feet. Roy and them guys ain't play. If you dragged your feet, they moved up and took on a whole new division. Roy and them, I guess this would be the best way to put it. The older generation prior to internet and everything, they had to really actually put the work in and fight the fighters that was recognized to be, something. Because what's the best way to put it? Without regular TV to help guide the fact of what fighter was good and what fighter wasn't, that was it. Now you got the internet where they call themselves fighting this person. They can get on there and whoop at each other and all that. But I'm with you, man. They drag their feet when it comes to fighting. They make alliances in the same weight class with other fighters so they don't have to fight. It's more excuses than it is of let's get in the ring and fight. There. Speaking of Boots, Brian Norman Jr. been demanding that fight be next. No tune-ups, no funny bids. We gonna fight y'all. Brian Norman Jr. is a belt holder. And if Boots is about to embark on unifying belts, I wouldn't see a reason why he wouldn't be one of the next fights up. If he going after it like that. It's to jump back to Eric Carr saying he wished Boots would move up. Boots already proved, in my opinion, to the fans that moving up, I don't think he quite ready for it yet. I don't know what's up there that might give him the idea that they dangerous up there, but for whatever reason, he didn't take the chance to move up when it was there. Maybe him just getting the belt and wanting to be a champion for a little bit longer could play advantage. Maybe he feels like if he can get some more belts up under him at that division, or even become undisputed, give him negotiating powers when he does go to 154. I don't know. That's what I can say on that. No getting accumulated or anything, just whooping fools. That would be what you would call it. Let's see, I'm trying to think who would. Yeah, that would be nice. Just say, you know what, I'm here. Put me in front of whoever. Let's start getting it. I'm whooping everybody to the champs. Start saying they want to fight me. That's what you want out of him, Miracor. I'm here. Y'all trying to ignore me, so keep putting them in front of me. I'm going to keep eating them. I'm going to keep calling out these paper champs or whatever he got going on in his mind. And if they keep ignoring me, I'm going to just keep beating up the people. I'm going to start beating up the people they beat up. And I'm going to beat up the people they beat up in a way better fashion. That's what you want Boots to do? Well, when the Virgil Ortiz fight was supposedly being negotiated behind his back, and we asked the infamous question, well, now that you know that, do you want to fight him? Well, the answer was, without him saying no, but now I don't want to fight him. I'm going to stay at 154 so I can do my thing. After he said it, maybe he looked bad in the fight at 147. Did I say he going to stay at 154? Yeah, I'm wrong. 147 and do his thing. Because people will run with that. My mistake. Either way, he's staying at 147. And we just got to wait to see what's going to happen. Brian Norman now. Say that's right, MZ. Calling out these paper champs. Boo receives his belt via email. Brian won his by knocking out Santillan. We gonna call Boots an email champ? I guess, you know, I think he did say something about the way he got the belt. He really wanted to get it another way. And him going after Stanionis is a good way to solidify the fact that they could take that email title off of the belt. You know, it's not his fault that he was so high ranked that when another champ left, they just, you know, did what they did with it. So, yeah. But wasn't Brian Norman isn't that the young man that was arguing with Boots and them earlier, and the Boots and them said that they overpriced themselves? And yeah, that was all the swirling conversations about Terrence Crawford and all that. I think everybody was clout chasing and just saying stuff to get their name in front of people to be heard. Everybody. I want to know what the heck gonna happen with Kid Austin there, because the way they spoke, they took themselves out of the playing field for anything. I don't know how they're gonna try to revisit with Shakur or who they're gonna try to revisit with, but if you think about anybody who's derailed themselves with they dad on their side, as much as Devin Haney, I would have to say it would be Kid Austin there. Y'all pulled out of a title fight. Y'all pulled out of a title fight. We got Hyphy coming in the building with us. What's going on, Hype?
What's up with that Brian Norman smoke?
Yes, you know, I'm on that right now because that's what got me on this situation with what's his name. But the Brian Norman smoke, who are you getting ready to fight? Do he have a fight coming up?
I mean, it would have been getting ready to fight your fighter, but you know, y'all didn't want to send that contract.
Who you talking about, Boots?
Boots, anybody could get it. But yeah, Boots, why he didn't want to send that contract?
Well, you know, Bozy and Boots, from what I understand, the man priced himself out. I don't know how true it is, but see,
that's a lie. They be lying.
They be lying?
They always be lying. Just like they said they didn't induct Virgil Ortiz, but even Turkey came out and put him on blast. They always be lying. Then they talking about, oh, well, maybe I need to move up to 154. Then they come out and say, oh, no, we're not giving up our belt. We want to stay in unified 147. They always be lying. They talking about Crawford ducking. Then they over there shaking Crawford hands and stuff. All they do is lie.
Oh man. Uh whew. That's about you just hit me with, Mr. Hyphy. And I didn't know I was gonna have to wear my lawyer suit today.
Yeah,
To defend
yeah,
your
we on it.
body.
We on them Philly niggas. You know what I'm saying? All them Philly niggas, we on their ass, bro. They need to just stop lying. When they gonna look? Why them Philly niggas running from Atlanta niggas?
Oh wow. I didn't even realize that such a situation was taking place.
Yeah, hey, Urge
But
the Purge. Urge Napoleon Armstrong. He used to run through them Philly streets. All right, what happened? He moved to Atlanta. Joseph Brown used to be up in Philly. What happened? Moved to Atlanta. Eric R. come from Philadelphia. What happened? He had to run to Atlanta. All them Philadelphia niggas do is run.
oh my goodness. Wait, what? Oh, so much has just been placed in front of me that head about to explode. Now you saying Eric R, Urge Purge, Joseph Brown, and Boots, because they all represent Philly, and three of those gentlemen move, because life does things to make you move. But the fighter who you have brought in front of me, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go ahead and start like this. You say Boots is always lying. I would have to say, ladies and gentlemen, people are allowed to change their minds sometimes. Sometimes situations come up that make you have to go a different direction. Now, from my understanding, and Boots clearly saying that he was unaware that negotiations was taking place between he and said Virgil Ortiz, till he was like, who represented me in that? I didn't know nothing about that. So I can understand how a contract could not be signed with that. And then he says, maybe it's time to move up to 154. But he had already spoken, ladies and gentlemen, that he wanted to be undisputed at 147, which would clash with him moving up to 154 without handling his business at 147. Therefore, stoking a deal with the Mantis Stanionis, another champion at 147 pounds, who he is attempting to come together and unify titles. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is in my opinion that Boots is not a liar.
All right, one, when Turkey Al-Sheikh came out and said that he was in contact with Boots, got the confirmation that they wanted to fight with Virgil, and then when it was time to put pen to paper, he said they backed out, and he never came back and said nothing about Turkey. So yeah, he did lie about that. Two, talking about, he always said he wanted to unify at 147. Okay, then why was he walking around saying he'll fight Crawford at 154? He was talking about he want to fight Crawford, even if it means fight him at 154. How was he gonna do that? But then he don't want to leave 147. And after his post-fight against what's his name, Sugar John, he talking about, maybe I need to go to 154. So he do be switching up. He do lying. All right, then lastly, you talking about, him and Stanionis, they about to collide and they about to unify the title. Okay, well, go in Brian Norman direction then. Go unify the titles with him, because Brian Norman already told y'all to get undisputed, y'all gotta go through him. So you gotta see him one way or another.
Okay. As everybody did. Oh, wait, I got to put this. He say, Hyphy about to recreate that iconic office hours scene if I keep hearing about Philly niggas. That's coming from Eric R. I just happened to read what was on the board. But as I spoke earlier in my opening comments about this situation with Boots, ladies and gentlemen, I did speak on the situation of him saying that maybe it's time to move up to 147. But apparently my colleague on the other side of the aisle in Hyphy missed me saying that Boots had previously said he wanted to be undisputed at 147, which would make those things be in conflicting situations for him. Now, with the Terrence Crawford situation, this was a move, if it could have taken place, would have been a big fight for Boots in his opinion. It would have been a legacy fight. It would have been a big name to hang on the wall as a conquered fighter, even if he had to move up to 154. He never spoke about relinquishing his belt at 147 to do it. He just wanted to chase greatness. Now, as Brian Norman elegantly put it, undisputed road comes through us. True, he has a belt, and as long as he has his belt and he can defend his belt until said time where he and Boots can collide, then I don't see a problem with Boots and Stanionis getting ready to fight right now, because consensus all say that Stanionis is a good fighter.
Brian Norman is a good fighter.
Yeah, he is. He is a good fighter. Right now, what's being upheld right now? The battle of two belts. Isn't there one more belt out there? Or is Brian going to chill like Terrence Crawford did and let one fighter do all the work and then say, you know what? Now I'm going to take care of business.
Now, hey, speaking of Terrence Crawford, I mean, I don't know why you keep bringing him up, because if you do your research in that underground scenes, you would know Brian Norman already knocked out Terrence Crawford in sparring, so he's better than Terrence Crawford. And maybe Jaron Ennis heard about that also, and that's why he don't even want to fight Brian Norman. Yeah, the nigga Terrence Crawford got his ass knocked out already.
You're gonna have to guide me in the area of a receipt when it comes
Trey
to
X
that.
Tell you.
Who?
When you talk to Trey X, he'll tell you. I know he heard the same story.
Oh, really? Okay. I'm going to have to find out, reach out to some people that we both know and see who heard that story, because I've never heard that story. I've never heard that Brian Norman knocked out Terrence Crawford in sparring.
Yeah, I mean, truth be told, that's how he got signed to Top Rank.
So him knocking out Terrence Crawford with the sparring gloves on, the 10 ounces? Or the 12? How big, what size gloves they wear in sparring?
Man, it don't even matter what size. Terrence Crawford got his ass knocked out in sparring. Top Rank heard about it. That's how he got signed.
You know what? In this court of rulings, I can't speak on something, Your Honor. He done popped up with some information that I wasn't privy to. They supposed to let us know stuff in discovery. Hyphy done pulled a stunt on me and pulled out something that I have nothing about, no knowledge of, so I can't really combat it.
Hey, but for the most part, the moral of the story is this. The only way you're going to be undisputed, you got to go through my fighter coming out the roughest, toughest city in the world, Atlanta, Georgia, where it ain't no soft and all the boys is country strong. So the same bloodline that Brian Norman Sr. come from, Brian Norman Jr. come from that same bloodline. Y'all got to see him. So like I said, get that contract ready. Send that contract. We're going to sign it. We're going to come to Philly, or we should go to Atlanta if y'all don't want to go to Vegas. Wherever y'all want to do it at, just fight Brian Norman Jr. Just fight my fighter.
Curious question. Has Brian Norman Jr. called out Stanionis or the other champion?
Nope. He want to knock out Boots. He ain't trying to do this whole game like you said Terrence Crawford did. Let one man do all the heavy lifting or wait to the end. No, he want to knock out Jaron right now. And then, you know what I'm saying? He want to knock him out right now. No need to wait.
So, going straight to Boots, you what you saying is, triangle theory, him going straight to Boots and taking Boots' belt, the other two champions are like walking the parks or something?
Nope, it's just that he don't care about none of the champions. He only care about the belts. So he's saying, like the way y'all rate Jaron and stuff, he don't rate Jaron like that, because whoever he run across, it's a man down anyway. So there's no need to try to save it for last or, we got to build the fight up. It's going to be the same result.
Because it almost sounds like, you representing Mr. Norman so well. It almost sounds like you saying that Stan Jonas and the other champion, because they got belts. You know, they walk in the parks and in the same breath, condescendingly saying, you know, the way he breaking it down, Boots is a soft touch to Brian Norman. So you saying 147 champions are all soft and they have nothing for the guy out of Atlanta.
You know why it sound like that? Because that's how your fighters usually operate. They want to get the easy guys out the way first, and then they want to go to the hardest fight. And we saying, if y'all think Jerron is the toughest fight, let's get him out the way right now.
Actually, I don't know if you missed it, but I was just breaking it down, the comparison between Stan Jonas and Jerron, and how I feel like Jerron might have a hard fight on his hands. And then you kicked in the door with Mr. Brian Norman Jr., which in this case, you've already said that they haven't called out Stan Jonas. Who the other champion at 147, so I can stop saying the other champion? Boots, Stan Jonas, Brian Norman. Who got the other belt?
Barrios, but you know what I'm saying, the main one you need to focus on is Norman. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, I had to come up here and, you know, make sure that my fighter gets some play, because he do fight this week. And you know what I'm saying, like I hear a whole bunch of talk about Devin Haney and you know, Ryan Garcia, you know, two dudes who fighting that welterweight, but they don't want to fight Brian Norman. Teofimo Lopez, another dude fighting that welterweight, don't want to fight Brian Norman. You know, it's like the fighters, they say everything except let's fight Brian Norman.
Well, if I'm real, this is Devin's first fight at welterweight, so I don't know what the call out was with that. Who else you say? T.O.? T.O. is at 147 now?
Yep.
That go to show how much anybody cares about T.O. that I actually had to ask you if he was there. And who you say was fighting this week?
Oh, Brian Norman fight this week.
Who is he fighting?
Derek Cuevas.
Derek Cuevas.
Yeah, Derek.
So we know Stan Jonas is in the way. Was Barrios busy?
I mean, we don't know what Barrios doing.
Okay, but we know El Azteca don't run from no smoke. We know that. We know he don't run from no smoke. So either the Normans didn't reach out to him for him to accept the smoke because they looking for somebody that they feel like they could hold their belt against, and see it so they could keep calling out Boots. That's what it seemed like breaking down right here in front of me, is that it's a well-orchestrated move to have a fight that you feel like you should be able to win. Fairly confident, I'm sure they are. So they can keep calling out Boots, who is getting ready to fight, in my opinion, a very dangerous Stan Jonas. Unless he ages and can't get his wheels on track, or Boots just come out and show that representing Philly, he is that guy. But right now, it's, you know, since we just start stirring the pot, it's like the people that's floating around on the top like the noodles would be, is Stan Jonas, Boots, and Mario. And every once in a while, you see a little bubble and go back down. That is the Norman.
AMZ, you know, we ain't gonna play around with it. You seen what happened the last time one of the Normans got in the ring with a dude from Philadelphia, right? You seen that fight? What was it, like 3 weeks ago? Brian Norman Sr. versus Greg Hackett. You seen what happened, right? Yeah. So like I said, hey, let's just get that fight signed. You know, peace to my fighter Brian Norman Jr., who got a fight coming up this week. You know what I'm saying, representing Atlanta, aka the toughest, roughest streets in the world. And after that, we want to go straight into that Jerron Ennis fight. No need to wait, no need to stall the fight, no need to build it up, no none of that. We want to fight Jerron. Y'all say y'all can't get none of the fights. We want to fight Jerron Ennis. So come get that belt if y'all think y'all so bad.
Boy, you see how he dropped that and he just dropped the mic and clicked out. You right, Eric. Azteca don't run from no cakes either. Not saying that Brian Norman Jr. is a cake, but how you see how hype he tried to come in here and catch me slipping throw out some slanderous remarks, put me on the defensive side of a fighter that I didn't even know I was supposed to be playing defense for, because I'm breaking down the simple fact that he may be having a hard fight, which I'm quite sure he will be. What's up, Eric? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Rod X, I'm sorry that I missed you in, my brother. Glad to see you in. My bad for missing you, because you've been here for a minute, but Hyphy threw me off. But I was breaking down the fact that I think Boots is going to have a hard fight against Stanionis. But I appreciate him coming in here. I feel like I hear my own representative for Boots and the rest of the family. Because people are trying to twist their words up. You got to remember what these fighters have said. Yeah, we got interviews that are recorded, but sometimes people will try to use it and they'll see if you remember what was said prior to. And prior to, Boots did say that he wanted to be undisputed at 147. Even before the talk about following fighting Crawford and the belt didn't matter and all that. Regardless of all that, the fact is that the 147 remark came out of his mouth. I gave you an argument of why he didn't go to 154 that should be substantial for why he's at 147. And the fight that, one of the fights that we said, if he doesn't fight, because I believe I said this, if he doesn't fight a champion at 147 after turning down the fight with Ortiz at 154, then I don't know what to say about him. But I know what to say about him now because he's actually fighting Amanda Stanionis, who to me is a very well-rounded fighter at 147 pounds. I feel cheated that he's been on the shelf for so long and we only got sample sizes to get off, feed off of for him. We've been itching to see what he'll look like against one of the top names, against one of the higher ranked welterweights. He's been around for a good minute. And finally he gets his opportunity because who was it? Not Virgil Ortiz. Is it Virgil Ortiz? What's the guy that kept getting sick? That Amanda was supposed to fight and he kept holding up for. Forgive me for not being able to remember his name, but yeah. When it's time for them to lock horns, I want to see what Boots is going to bring to the table. Will Amanda's basics, his fundamentals, where they kind of throw Boots off a little bit. Another thing I noticed, Stanionis fires off good rapid shots from the shoulder. That was Virgil. Okay. Virgil Ortiz. Okay, so yeah, he sat around and waited. And I just want to see what kind of clash this is going to be all honest with you. And now that Hyphy came in and brought Brian Norman and Pops into the situation, when they came into the situation the first time, they ended up going out the door, I believe it was the Normans that went out the door on a bad note because of the argument about the money, his son becoming a millionaire and all that. If I'm remembering correctly, y'all tell me if I'm not right about their argument. Wasn't that the Normans? And how situations about contracts and money and wanting to be millionaires and 700,000 and this amount and that amount, all those things that start swerving around, let us not forget. I do believe that was with Norman and Boots were supposedly trying to get a fight together, and the bottom fell out. It was said that Turkey came out and stuff was said about that, but who's to say that wasn't the situation from the get-go? I didn't get a chance to ask Hyphy that before he burned off, but maybe that is the Turkey situation and that situation that the Norman's name was talking about. Maybe that's one and the same. Who's to say it's not? Unless we could prove that they said different. But right now, Brian got to get through who he has to get through in order to continue his campaign against Boots. And Boots has to deal with Stanionis in order for him to continue his campaign. We're talking about 3 champions, which nobody wants, nobody really talks about Mario Barrios, because I believe that collectively people feel like Mario Barrios is the softest of all the champions. But Barrios got hard. And he was standing there and fight. And I know everybody has seen that. But for some reason, Marios is considered the softer of them all. And maybe that's because he's pretty much freshly new from 140. But I don't think Mario's a walk in the park either. I think everybody has their unique way and how things will turn out in the fight. It is Boots. Let me say it again clearly. It is Boots that has to go out there and prove that he's head and shoulders above the rest for the simple reason they've kind of made that persona. You know, Eric Arce, because he lost to Tank and Keith. Okay, and not to take anything away from him. Cool. So he lost to Tank and he lost to Keith. He lost to Tank, and you can give him the argument that he had already depleted himself at 140. But what the hell? It's Tank. It's a bag. I'm gonna take the opportunity that's in front of me. And that's what he did. I ain't mad at him because apparently he had enough in him to go and become a champion at 147. Yeah, Keith beat him, but do you sit back and laugh that Keith beat him? Seeing that loss, in my opinion, as of what Keith just did a few weeks ago, aged pretty well. Keith is the time pauser right now. Keith, he pauses time while he chills and loses his hairline and make babies and learn how to play flutes and all this kind of stuff, and then bam, he come back and do something that people didn't expect. So can't laugh at that because he did his thing. He said everyone think Ish is sweet with the Azteca. They gonna learn though. It ain't sweet like that. Yes, he did. He retired Ugas. He went on and gave Ugas that push. Get on out of here. It's time to go sit down, man. Stop doing yourself like that. You came in here messing with me? Messing with me? El Azteca. I fight with my ancestors. Mario Barrios representing that San Antonio. He in Texas. Homegrown. We ain't borrowing from New York or any other place. He's homegrown. And I believe just like Bam Rodriguez, homegrown. So yeah. Keith the Thurman, aka Uncle Thurman, aka the Time Pauser. Keith Thurman got one of those Infinity Stones hid that we don't know about, that he can slow down his relativity and reality of aging and losing it while everybody else keep going through time. Now, his stone ain't strong enough to stop him from looking like he aging, but his skills are staying the same. His little speed, his little pop, he's still there. Brian Norman. Well, that's how I feel about it. I don't know. Tell me what you think on the situation. Brian. Boots. We finna start that again? Are we really getting ready to start that again? I just gotta ask. Boots running from Brian Norman. What I want to know, as I was about to ask earlier, can somebody tell me, have they heard anything at all from the Schofields? Because the last time I recall them talking, they were talking about not saying nothing because the Saudis have good lawyers. But it was almost as if the father was painting a picture that they were mistreated, which in terms for me, I'm like, what's up with still trying to get a fight with Shakur? Have that just flown out the window? Have they messed up their trajectory and their chance to be names because of moves they made? Where the hell are they? Do they have a fight being lined up? Do they have an opponent? What's going to happen with the Schofields? Does anybody know? Does anybody? Because I'm curious. Hyphy came in here and made me aware because Brian Norman was really under the radar with me for a moment. I didn't even know he was having a fight coming up. I was going to have to ask the question. He said Azteca should be pronounced the Azteca since he pulled Mamacita Grandiose. Who? I don't know if you want to well, the way you spell it, I got you. But you know, still people be like, who is that girl? Mamacita Grandiose. Who is she? I don't even know who he talking about. I just, know the Azteca fight, and he represents San Antonio, and he got mad hard, and he fight his ass off to the best of his abilities. Oh, Granados. Ain't that the singer? You got it. You got it. Excuse me. Anyway, what we got coming up? I had me in here. Bringing my neck. Trying to rip. Woo. Slow down. Can't breathe. The Heartbreaker Fixers. Oh, I'm gonna have to go look at something and see who she is. Cause I don't be paying attention to that. I just be messing with the fighters themselves. I don't try not to really worry about the woman they with or nothing like that unless they throw it in my face. But yeah, I'll go peek. For sure. I'll go peek. Eric Hall, give me a minute as I pull something out the archive. I actually got to get back to work on these songs. Allow me to say thank you for coming to the show tonight. It was brief, down to the point, quick little soft debate about Boots, Brian, Norman Jr. Fact is, I still want to know what the hell is going to happen with Devin Haney and what this fight is going to do for him. Make him or break him. Y'all tell me. A loss is going to be quite hard to overcome. But that is what it is and what's lined up. I'm sorry I didn't give y'all more tonight, but it is what it is, man. And I want to thank you guys for coming over. But he said, I don't usually be paying attention, but she fly. Excuse me for laughing a little bit, Eric. But I haven't heard anybody use the phrase "they fly" in a long time. It's been a minute. But I got to get back into the studio. It's been a honey with y'all. As always, peace and blessings. And I'm out.